sisi yan.
Sila
Yan. Tingin.
Malabo na mata mo siya.
Maano nga yung mata niya eh. Maano nga yung mata niya eh. Hindi kaya siya nagsasalamin eh. Di ba?
Ba't pag ikaw pogi dyan?
Okay na? Tanggap mo?
Dali kayo, untag kayo ba? Wala naman ito best kayo. Kasama dyan.
Parang kayo mga ano eh.
Thank you.
Natanggap mo na? Okay na? Okay na ka?
Sa ano? Sa STC na?
Oo.
Parang kata ano ng STC. STC pa rin kami ah.
Meron din kami, 050-86-4354.
Magkano po bang naiwan ko sa sakot ko?
Hindi din mo siya?
Kailangan kasi, ano nga yun eh.
Salamat ka lang ha.
Pero welcome siya. Ano eh, yung, di ba yung college ko eh, ano ngayon, ano na ngayon?
Yes, good morning. Please settle down as we're going to start our program in 3 minutes.
Parang boxing na.
Dali ko sa mga hapon eh.
Meron pa ako. Pang 13,000 tama nang talaga. Operasyon kasi ng anak sa surgery. Mata. Katarapan. Dalawa. Ano na eh, blurred na. Ano kasi yung, dahil daw sa ano, yung sakit na otika.
Islanting mo pa.
Skin niya?
Oo.
Ganito.
Yung allergy. Pag may skin allergy pala yung tao. May...
Okay, good morning everyone. Welcome to fimaf, Filipino International Martial Arts Federation oath-taking ceremony. Before we begin, please rise as we sing our Philippine National Anthem to be led by Sensei Aldrin Oracoy.
Mga kababayan, ang pambansang awit ng Pilipinas.
Let us remain standing for the invocation to be led by Sensei Ibrahim Tudok for the Muslim prayer.
أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم الحمد لله رب العالمين الرحمن الرحيم مالك يوم الدين نعبد وإياك نستعين اهدنا الصراط المستقيم صراط الذين أنعمت عليهم غير المغضوب عليهم ولا الضالين آمين.
May I request Sensei Lloyd Leteda for the Christian prayer.
Let us pray. Dear Heavenly Father, we thank you for gathering all of us today. In this important endeavor, we ask that you bestow your guidance and blessing upon each attendee. May we honor one another by keeping an open mind. May we voice our truth and listen with an open heart. Bless everyone present today, and that each may be able to grant good health and safety to loved ones left outside this room. We ask for your wisdom and grace to use our talents for the betterment of others. May the various activities related to this day be a success through your intervention. With gratitude, we offer this prayer in your name. Amen.
Thank you, and let us remain standing as we recite the fimaf creed to be led by Sensei June Loyola and Master Cesar Bencino.
Karate grip. I intend to develop myself in a positive manner and avoid anything that would reduce my mental growth of my physical health. I intend to develop self-discipline in order to bring out the best in myself and others. I intend to use what I learned in karate constructively and only for the defense of myself and my fellow man.
Thank you, okay? You will now all be seated. Yes. Good morning once again. Welcome to PMAP Oath-taking Ceremony. My name is Marpar Jr., the ex-chairman of the WCC and the ex-deputy director general of the OCL, your partner community service and advocacy. It is my pleasure to be invited as your host for today's event. Actually, ito hindi lang ito, para bang tuwing meron kayong oath-taking, ako na lang lagi kinukuha ninyo. Para bang favorite host ng PMAP, tuwing na lamang meron kayong event, ay hindi ako nawawala. And maraming salamat sa inyo lahat sa inyong pagkitiwala at saludo ko sa inyong samahan. At lagi ko po kayo nakikita kahit sa gantong pagkakataon po. Okay, and to welcome each and every one of us, may I call upon the President of PMAP, President Chris C. Ortiz.
Thank you very much, our energetic MC. Are you a member of Toastmaster? Thank you very much.
Sa kanila ata eh.
I fear the man who has practiced 10,000 kicks once, but I fear the man who has practiced one kick 10,000 times. This is the Proverbs, the famous Proverbs of our legend in karate. Who is that legend? Bruce Lee. But now, we change it, not we change it, but we improve it. Learning karate is not to hit someone, nor to be defeated. It is to avoid trouble. This is what we get in karate. And in karate, our main objective focus in the building physical and emotional skills of our student. Before I proceed, let me greet all our guests for today. We'll start from PSME President, Engineer John Ray Madla, our President from PNA Nursing Association, Madam Veronica Saha, Pilipina, our TPO President, Mr. Willie Arasa, thank you very much, sir, and our guest, Captain Weil from German Club, and of course, our honorable speaker for today, Vice Consul Jules Patrick A. Aguila. And of course, allow me to greet also our officers from fimaf, Board of Directors, past President, advisors, students, guests, parents, ladies and gentlemen, a pleasant good morning to all of you. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Why I start my quote in saying, I feel the man not to practice 10,000 kicks, nor I fear the man who has practiced one kick 10,000 times. Because now, we teach our student in developing physical, mental, and emotional skills of our student. We also develop and teaches self-discipline, building confidence, and self-esteem, respect others, and perseverance. Actually, karate is the great for overall well-being of a human being or a person. The reason why I invited our guest for today is to collab our organization to the highest organization or academics organization in Western region, Saudi Arabia, which is headed by our PPO President Willie Arasa. Actually, to tell you this story of the fimaf, this is started year 2000, but not the fimaf. There is another fimaf. Then the fimaf, sorry, because I'm also new in this organization. I just joined last 2 years back, and it so happened that I offered this improvement so that we can have at least an improvement to our organization. And today, the induction of officers has a deeper meaning, far-reaching positive consequences, and believes that the key of the success of the organization is from the leader. Affirmation of the trust and confidence is the basic element to help create the basis commitment to ignite the fire of leadership. In fulfilling this purpose, we find ideal venue and atmosphere in the club induction between the trust, confidence, and the acceptance of the leader's mandate. This responsibility and acknowledge the significance of the leaders in the organization. It is therefore my great pleasure to congratulate fimaf for our induction of officers. With your support, dedication, experience in the organization, loyalty, we will stand as one and be united. fimaf, Filipino International Federation. Mabuhay po tayo lahat. Boss!
Thank you, Toastmaster Chris Ortiz. Diba? Toastmaster siya.
Mga kababayan, ang pambansang awit ng Pilipinas.
Wait lang, ano nangyari? Ang hirap ito. Wait lang ako. Pag nasa sagi itong ano eh, sabi na nga yan. Pag nasa sagi, tumutugtog. Okay, thank you. And we are blessed to have here with us to render a speech one of the 10 most outstanding Filipinos in the Western region. Yan. For information po, last month lamang, kayo po ay kumuha ang Department of Migrant Workers at ang OCLA kumuha ng 10 most outstanding OFWs dito sa Saudi Arabia. Dito sa Jeddah, Western region of Saudi Arabia. At isa po sa ating pong nabigyan na yung ating pong speaker ngayon na magtatata sa atin because of his commitment and services given to our fellow Filipinos. Yes, he's the Senior Marketing Director of IMG and Financial Manager of ICOM. Yan, and I'm proud to present to you the President of BPO, our outstanding OFW 2023, Mr. Willie Arasa! Wow! Oh, di ba? Thank you. Congratulations again.
Thank you very much, Mr. Marfar, our ubiquitous MC, who is always everywhere, and we can see him all the time in every Filipino activities in Jeddah. Okay, thank you for that generous introduction. To our guest of honor, Vice Consul Jules Patrick A. Aguila, to the new President of the Filipino International Martial Arts Federation, Sensei Crisostomo Ortiz, Jr., to our PNAJ President and HATC Chairman, Madam Ronnie Pilipina Saha, PSME WRSA President John Ray Madla, and to all new inducted officers and members of fimaf, fellow professionals, distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, a blessed good morning to everyone. Firstly, let me congratulate all of you Filipino martial artists for the success of your ceremony for today. I am impressed with how well organized this event so far and with the preparation you have poured into to make this event a success. Secondly, I feel honored to be invited by this august group of martial artists. It is also my first time to be in the company of a disciplined group, so this is kind of a breath of fresh air for me, as I regularly meet various professionals who are into different fields of interest, being the president of the Philippine Professional Organization in the Western region. And even though it's my first time to be invited as one of your guests for today's activity, especially the PMAP, I have seen familiar faces whom I really know, like for example, from ICOM, Chef Gilbert, also Chef Ems, Chef Amipil, and Sensei John, who is the husband of my friend Lori Loyola. Even though it's my first time, I feel relaxed because I've seen familiar faces who are members of this august group. Accepting this invitation was a no-brainer for me, but I was thinking what value I can add to all the martial art enthusiasts here, considering it's a different field from mine. I am a certified public accountant, and my profession is mostly analytical, and we are also kind of skeptical because we were trained to be like that when we were studying. We were trained to be skeptical when we look into different figures, start digging into the financial figures during our study, and especially now when we are working, preparing our month-end financial reports, and most especially during audit. So we are basically trained to be skeptical and analytical at the same time. I think that would be the similarity martial artists have with CPAs, because when you are in competition and trying to size up your opponent, you tend to become analytical, reading the mind and strategy of your foe while in the game, because you want to win and emerge victorious. Because I believe martial artists were trained like that. Martial art is one of the most promising ways of training the body, mind, and spirit. Just your president said that it teaches discipline. It also gives you the art of self-defense. Although it involves kicking, punching, and blocking, as well as stances and physical training such as running, calisthenics, and strength training, it also requires mental training such as self-control, focus, and discipline. It is an excellent sport that helps people improve their physical and mental health, keeping you physically sound and mentally stable. The benefits of martial arts are innumerable. It brings a sense of achievement and thereby shapes the personality in a positive way. Martial arts has helped people to bring out their suppressed emotions or feelings. Kaya minsan nakakarinig tayo pag nagkakarate, di ba? Nilalabas natin yung ating matinding sigaw. Kasi we have some kind of suppressed feelings. It is also considered as a psychotherapy. People who have indulged in practicing this art have observed improving their cognitive and behavioral patterns. It has helped them bring their confidence, which ultimately made them more assertive in taking decisions. The most crucial advantage of martial arts is it helps in relieving the stress, which is a daily part of our lives. Since it brings discipline, the things which were once stressful now becomes easy to handle. So napakaganda ng benepisyo ng pagkakarate or ng martial arts because not only it gives you, it helps you in your physical, mental, and emotional skill, nakakaalis din to ng stress. And for that, I salute the objectives and mission of fimaf, the Filipino International Martial Artists Federation, which is focusing on the developing the, as I've said, physical, mental, and emotional skills of your every member. Actually, when you teach people at a very young age, it develops their confidence and self-esteem, which is necessary in building the character of a person. Nowadays, particularly this generation, or Gen Z, or millennials, or Generation Alpha, as you may call it, kids are much consumed with gadgets, which makes them more lethargic and more lazy. So, ang mga kabataan ngayon ay talagang very much consumed in using their gadgets in cellphone. So, magandang pagkakataon para sa mga kabataan ang ma-involve sa martial arts. Kasi nga, it will give them strength, it will develop their discipline, and it will develop also their personality and character. Joining fimaf, this group of martial artists will change their sedentary lifestyle and improve their physical and health and perspective in life. That is why I commend everyone in this group who gives their dedication and commitment to ensure that every martial art activity is worth every sweat, pain, and hard work. Martial art is a complete workout of different parts of body and mind. If a child inculcates martial arts in his life at an early stage, it will be a lifelong blessing for him at an early stage when a child is being taught the sense of self-discipline and worth, which will help him in the long run. Sabi nga sa Proverbs, verse 22:6, train up a child in the way he should go, and when he is old, he will not depart from it. The more you train a child to do the things that inspire and motivate him, and that he loves, the more he will stick to it until the very end. So, bata pa lang, pag maagang natututo ng martial arts, madadala niya yan hanggang sa kanyang pagtanda. And for the aging population like me and maybe some of us here, a study revealed that people who practice martial arts tend to have higher bone density. It clearly indicates that the chances of getting age-old problems as osteoporosis, ceases. Other than this being a great cardiovascular exercise, the chances of heart attacks also reduce. It helps in improving the blood circulation, which in turn keeps a lot of health issues at bay. Moreover, the dynamic movements in martial arts help to maintain the balance of the body. It means that the chances of falling while walking or running come to an end. It is a perfect way to overcome aging issues, which is good. I remember recently, when I was taking shower in the bathtub, nadulas po ako, nauntog ako, nagkabukol po ako because of aging. It's part of the aging. Kaya, pero kung siguro kung nag-martial arts ako, baka medyo matibay-tibay yung buto ko, hindi ako madudulas, hindi ako magkakabukol. Kaya nung araw na yun, immediately nadala ako sa ER at napa-CT scan. But praise God at wala namang nakitang something serious. So really, martial arts is an exercise that is very important because it can also avoid accidents, and it can make our body strong. It develops past reflexes. It improves our attention and alertness, especially when you are getting old. So I also watch in social media that when we exercise every day for 3 hours or longer, an hour is added to our life, which sounds truly interesting and amazing. So, ewan ko kung there is scientific evidence with regards to that, but I believe that, yes, maybe it could increase or prolong our life when we are trying to exercise a lot. So, bottom line, martial arts have countless benefits. You need to have pure dedication towards it before commencing. The best part is the strength, positivity, mental fitness, and optimistic traits that are built while training. So it's a win-win situation in every ways and means. So I commend fimaf for playing a vital role in child development and for its contribution to Filipino communities and nation building. Continue serving the community with an aim to improve the lives of everyone within your organization by doing the things you do best, and that is martial arts. Each one of us is given gifts and talents by God, and it is up to us how we utilize these gifts and talents for the betterment of the community. As long as you do the things you love, your presence and importance will not be diminished, but more so, it will be highly appreciated by everyone who is benefiting from such activity. Finally, in this context, it is necessary to remember that organizations like fimaf and other professional organizations, for that matter, must serve for its intended purpose, its mission and vision, and be united for a common goal, not only for the betterment of its members, but also for our country as well. And to achieve this, unity must always be present. Once disagreement prevails among its members, its efforts, all the efforts and energy will not be directed towards success and progress, but will rather be focused on politics, complaints, wasting energy, and thus impede progress and development, just like what is happening in the political scene in the Philippines right now. To conclude, there are many ways to go above and beyond our duties as individual, as a professional, or as a community group. The contribution of everyone towards this process of building a community, a nation, is unparalleled. We are the soul of a nation, and when we strive to perform our duties towards the best interest of our country, only then our country will take a step towards improvement and development. Therefore, let me summarize my words, which is I always do whenever I do my speech. My words through the inspiring quote of Mahatma Gandhi: the best way to find yourself is to lose yourself in the service of others. Thank you so much, and good morning to everyone.
Thank you, Toastmaster Lady. Yes. Actually, medyo nilibago ang inasahan ko. Actually, 20 minutes speech. Bakit po? Ikwento ko lang naman, konting survey lang tayo. Kasi nung awarding ng 10 modes of standing OFW, nag-invite kami ng mga mga community leaders at saka yung mga potential na pwedeng maging winner. Hindi nila alam kung sino mananalo at that time. Walang nakakaalam kasi secret yun. Nung binuksan ng envelope ng NWO yung mga winners, isa siya sa napili. In-announce, although hindi ko alam kung alam niya o hindi. Pagdating niya doon sa gitna, nag-speech siya ng 20 minutes. Parang, accept na yung speech niya, hindi niya alam na mananalo siya. Pero nag-speech siya ng 20 minutes, sabihin, prepared na prepared. In case na mapili siya, gano'n siyang speech. Parang gano'n. Kaya nakakatawa naman po. At alam naman natin na deserving po yung ating pong speaker na manalo bilang one of the most outstanding OFW dito po sa Jeddah, Kingdom of Saudi Arabia. Ayan. Where's the program? Wala yung program. May kumukupo ng program, pagbalik po. Ayun. Sige. Okay, and now to demonstrate the excellence in karate, may we call upon Sensei Lloyd and Sensei Cherry, Demo Karate Female Officers para po sa Club Arnis. Yes, demonstration.
Mga grandmasters.
Sampo sila? Okay. Natutuwa ako na nakita ko ang aking mga kapatid sa Toastmasters, although hindi na ako ganong active doon. Ayan, Arnis. Ako, alis muna ako, bako yung mapapalo.
Yan po, papakita naman yung real basic strike ng Arnis, modern Arnis.
Patay na yun.
Bibigyan natin ng 6 blocking. Ito po yung blocking. Pero po, pag may blocking, may disarming. Nagbalik po, hindi yung kamay dapat, ito yung punyo. Ito dapat
Sige daw. Sige daw. Hindi na makahawak ng baso mamaya.
pa yung advance. Ganda na po baka mabasag.
Baka pumutok yung balon.
Wow, thank you. Naalala ko yung panahon na niya, no, di ba? Ray Malonzo, saka ni, sino ba yun? Si Dito Lapid. Oo, meron pang isa. Yung tikok na. Ramon Zamora. Oo, kapanahon na natin yun nung panahon na yun. Ramon Zamora. Kilala ng ating mga kabataan ngayon yan. So, di na inabot yun. Ako hindi ko rin inabot yun. Narinig ko lang. Kapanahon na yun. And now let's hear another message, food for the thought from the IPP, Mark Chan Nabukatka, my friend. Ito isa sa matagal ko na kaibigan ito mula panahon na Pag-isimula ako sa committee, lagi nang kasama ito. Ito ay napaka-matulungin at napaka-supportive. Mr. Chan Nabukatka.
Thank you very much, Mr. Marper Jr. Siya yung local Kuya Germs ng Jeddah, Saudi Arabia. Master Showman. Nakita nyo kanina, no? Is full on white. Ngayon, nagbago na naman. After 5 minutes yan, iba na ang attire nito eh. Anyway, good morning, ladies and gentlemen. Sa kapwa ko po, fimaf. Okay, IPP means immediate past president. So last year, I was the president of the fimaf, the Filipino International Martial Arts Federation. And last November, before my vacation, we successfully make the election. And I would like to congratulate my President Sensei Chris Cristomo Ortiz Jr. May mga alam, Junior ka pala? No. Anyway, also I would like to say thank you for a special guest from PPO, Engineer John Ree, is correct, sir? BSME, sorry. Mr. Weli of PPO, and from PNA, Ma'am Veronica. So, familiar faces. And to our guest, Captain Wail from Saudi German Karate Club. And to our special guest of honor, Vice Consul Jules Patrick Aguilar. I think this is the first time I saw you, sir? First time. Yes, first time. But from the consulate itself, I seldom see you there. Okay. Anyway, thank you very much for coming. To all my fellow officers, thank you very much. What called, sasabihin ko na sa inyo yung 5 rules ng Dujuko natin na kailangan ko ipahagi sa inyo, in which kailangan natin ipamuhay. No? First is the seek perfection of character. Second, be faithful. Third, endeavor or trying hard. Okay? 4, respect others. And 5, refrain from violent behavior. So alam naman po natin, tuturo natin yun sa mga estudyante natin, yung 5 Dujuko. Tama po ba? So, kailangan po natin isabuhay po natin. Okay, lalo-lalo na po sa sarili natin at saka sa federation natin. So, ang una is, ano yun? Seek perfection of character. So, kailangan natin i-perfect natin ang character natin as bilang officers and also a member of fimaf. Kailangan we need to support the federation itself. No? Second, be faithful. So, kung may mga task po tayo bilang officers, kailangan natin faithful tayo sa ating task. Kaya natin tulungan natin ang field officers natin to do the next step is endeavor, trying hard, no, to perfect our federation. Hindi naman tayo perfecto lahat, pero kailangan natin ng tulong nyo para maging perfecto tayo. Tama po ba? Apat po is respect others. Alam natin, sa samahan ng isang federasyon, lalo sa isang club, marami tayong mga hinaing. So, paratilin natin ang bilang isang sensei. Kasi ang sensei is you teach something different. No? So you teach humility. So kailangan respetin natin ang kapwa natin. Kung meron tayong nagawang kasalanan, i-accept natin. Kung meron tayong may sabi sa atin ano yung para tama sa atin, so i-accept natin. Okay? Lastly is refrain from violent behaviors. So tayo, mga sensei naman po tayo, no? Tinuturo din sa estudyante natin, be humble. So kung meron tayong marami sa atin, no? Minsan nagkakaroon pa ng sama ng loob. Dito na lang sensei, bantayo ng gown natin or something. Hindi naman tama po yun. Huwag natin mapakita yung masama. Diba? Tayo ituro natin yung tama. Okay? And yun lang po sana. Okay, medyo paus po tayo dahil sa bakasyon. Okay, maraming salamat po and good morning.
Okay, thank you, my friend. Yan, ito sa aking mga kaibigan dito sa Jeddah. And another message will be given to us by President John Ray Madla from PSMEW RSA.
Thank you, Mr. Pat. So, siya pala yun. Taan ko lang sa kanya sa FB. Thank you. Thank you for the introduction. Good morning, everybody. Thank you for coming here, Captain Wael, our guest of honor, Vice Consul Patrick, Captain Jules, Miss Veronica, Filipinas, Mr. Willie Araza, our IPP, Mark Jan, President, current President, PP Chris. So, siya rin po ang aming PP. Kaya po PP, past President po siya ng PSNE. So, sino pa ba? Pati ko na po. And everybody, and all the sensei. No? So, do you believe that black belt are all white belts that never quits? And also, may dan po dito, may mga dan. No? Yes. And also, the Shodan, dami nito, Nidan, Sandan, Yudan, Gudan, Rokodan, Shishidan, Hashidan, Kyudan, Judan, are all black belts that never stop mastering their skills. Let me say this quote. Imagine every child learn the respect, courtesy, and discipline that martial arts teaches, the world would be a different place. This is from Chris Wamon. So, because martial arts starts to teach students to respect their masters, fellow students, and other people which don't know their combat skills. You can always notice the bowing. For example, mapapansin nyo mga nagma-martial arts, before they start, they bow. That is the sign of respect. And after they finish, they bow. That is also the sign of respect or thanking your opponent na for their yung nakipag-sparring sila sa inyo. Is a expression of respect and gratitude. You are thanking your opponent for the opportunity to improve your techniques or your skills. Students will become more polite in their behavior or polite action or remarks to others. Their manners and social conduct will become excellent. Lastly, discipline, which is the quality of being able to behave and work in a controlled way, which involves obeying particular rules or standards. So, I was once practicing when I'm in a school, Taekwondo in Quezon City, and MMA in Pasig. So there's a difference. Kasi Taekwondo have discipline, and MMA is brutal, more brutal. And I will say that I have learned a lot, especially in discipline and self-control. Unfortunately, I need to focus on my studies and work. But the qualities that I learned in martial arts, respect, courtesy, and discipline, I believe made impact who I am now. I would like to congratulate fimaf on your successful induction or officers outtaking today. I believe your organization is doing its best to provide not only karate but also training students discipline, respect, and courtesy. So, don't limit your challenges. Challenge your limits. Again, good morning and mabuhay to all of you.
Okay, thank you. Ngayon ko lang na sa kanya na nalaman yung aminin ng IPP. International Past President para tama? Immediate Past President, International, Immediate Past President, sorry. I-score kayo IPP, International, Philippine, ganyan-ganyan, i-score. Yung pala, Immediate Past President. And now, the moment has come that we are going to have the turnover of responsibility, key of responsibility between the President-elect Chris Ortiz and the immediate past President Sensei Mark John Namukatkat. Okay? Okay.
Boss. Ganun lang.
Nag-isip ko na something, tapos sa mala. Akala ko yun, marunong pa, yung gano'n, yung gano'n. Okay. Okay, and now, let's proceed with another message. Ito, isa pa rin to, tuwa ako dito. Our guest is also one of the Kawadangan Awardees po noong 2021 or 2022, I believe noon. Isa rin po siya, bago si Sir Willie, isa ito sa mga napangalan din bilang mga outstanding OFW dahil po sa kanyang mga ginawa po noong nakaraan. Okay, 4 times po siyang recipient ng Institutional Employee Exception Award, Nursing Excellence Award for Nurse Manager, Global Pinoy Idol Award 2018, Outstanding Augustician Alumni Award 2019 at Gawad Parangal OFW 2020. Yan. Nung po nakaraan, ang term po namin doon is Gawad Dangal OFW. Ngayong taon, Outstanding OFW ang aming ginamit. Pero po nung nakaraan is Gawad Dangal po, binigay po ng consulate doon sa kanya, 2020 pala yun, 2021. And I am proud to present to you our Gawad Dangal Awardee, President Veronica Pilipinas Saha. Diba? Para tayo kapagat ng ating mga guests ay mga outstanding OFW ng Saudi Arabia. Dito mo. Ayan. Ayan.
Thank you, Sir Mark. Parang ayaw ko na tuloy umakyat, sir. Thank you for that generous introduction. To the officers of Filipino International Martial Arts Federation, Saudi Arabia, headed by the current president, Sensei Chrysostom C. Ortiz, and to the officers and members, to the outgoing officers, headed by Sensei Mark, to our guest honor for this event, Vice Consul Jules Patrick Aguila from the Philippine Consulate General Jeddah, to the President of the Philippine Professional Organization, Mr. Wilfredo Araza, to the President of the Philippine Society of Medical Engineers, WRSA, Engineer Ray Madla, to all the guests present here today. Morning, Papa. Good morning.
Good morning.
Afternoon na o good morning?
Good morning,
Okay. Good morning, good day. Actually, when I was invited, I was surprised. But it is my honor and privilege to be invited to be part of your induction ceremony. Martial art is very near to my heart. Way back in 2000, ganun na pala katagal yun. When I first stepped in Saudi Arabia, I studied Aikido in Philippine IPSG. I still remember my sensei, he is Sensei Jerry. Martial arts not only gives you an outlet to relieve your stress, but of course it will make you physically fit. So as you can see now, definitely I'm very far from martial arts. Engaging in activity like this does not only give the power of self-discipline, but also increases your endurance. Kaya nga kanina sabi ni Sir Willie, no, there are so much of benefits that you can get from martial arts. I'm very impressed with your objectives, which focuses on developing the physical, mental, emotional skills of your student, and to develop their self-discipline, confidence, self-esteem, perseverance, and respect for others. Introducing this program, it's a help to our kababayan to engage in a meaningful activity, to have an outlet for their stress. We usually tell our students or our trainees, you know what, each one of us have different way of coping stress. Martial art is one of those, but what we say is everything is acceptable as long as you don't hurt yourself or hurt others. Having the skills is good, but definitely you need to have the self-discipline. You might use your skills in another activities that may endanger yourself or other people. Introducing this program will help, di ba, anong sinasabi nila all the time? A person who never takes time from work, all of us are working. I can see that most of us been here for a while. So working all the time, not taking any break will make us what? Will make us boring and bored. Sabi nga nila, all work and no play makes John's a dull boy. I think you've heard from your company, now the work balance concept is being introduced. It is a paramount to make us more productive, not just in work, but also in our life. Improving your work-life balance can improve your overall well-being. Your emotional, physical, and of course, your mental health. It's nice to work, right? It's nice to work and have overtime, but at the end of the day, we are as responsible with our body. On behalf of the Philippine Nurses Association here in Western Region, we extend our heartiest congratulations to your federation. Organization like yours with brilliant team of dedicated officers and members, you can aim only for a higher result. And with the commitment and sincerity of your trainings, your student will definitely gain a lot. Learning martial arts is not only a form of exercise or outlet to relieve stress, but also it is a very good skills to learn to protect yourself. And we knew what our world looks like wherever you go, not only here in Saudi Arabia. Having those skills to be able to defend yourself is very crucial. And I do not know really your trainees are students or you take trainees like us? All. Okay. So it will have more impact actually on the younger generation because you are still forming their mind and their habits. Well, for us, sabi nga ni Sir Willie, maybe if I did continue my martial arts activities before, I will not look like this today. I can go up the stage directly without trying to step twice. But again, there are some priorities. But yes, it is a very good outlet for the children, especially here as expats, as wala naman akong anak, pero as expats who have children, it's really good to engage your children into this type of activity rather than letting them to have a sedentary lifestyle in where children are just like focus on their phones, tablets, television. Sabi natin, an active child and inactive child, wala namang abnormal sa kanila. But letting your child go out and play, because even though we are here in Saudi Arabia, life goes on. The development of your children is very important. We do not have outlet like at home that they are freely can go to the playground on their own. providing them activities like this to strengthen their endurance, especially self-discipline, is very important. Again, I would like to congratulate the officer of PIMA. Being leaders of your organization, it is pivotal that you will be grounded to your principles on objectives. Coupled with your dedication, commitment to your federation, certainly you can accomplish more. Being leaders does not mean that you will be followed every time. Being a leader is a very challenging role, and as Douglas MacArthur said, a true leader has the confidence to stand alone, the courage to make a tough decision, and the compassion to listen to the needs of others. He does not set out as a leader but become one by equality of his action and the integrity of his intent. Once again, congratulations and more power to the Filipino International Martial Arts Federation in Saudi Arabia.
Okay. Gulat kayo, no? Gulat ka. Si Mark Part 2. Okay, please remain in space. Ma'am, dyan na muna po kayo. Kasi gusto ko samantalahin ng pagkakataon. Kasi meron kaming, nung in-awardan siya, nung awarding ceremony namin last time, ay hindi po siya nakarating or umuwi siya ng maaga, kaya hindi po niya nahintay yung mga awards. So, supposed to be, ngayon ko na po ibibigay. Since this is from the consulate, may request Vice Consul Jules para po sa At syempre, may I request someone to take picture of us. Siyempre, kailangan picture ako dyan. Picture naman po, sinong pwedeng dyan? May picture taking. Mahihain ako sa picture, alam niyo po ba? Ayoko ng mga ganyan sana, pero okay lang. Ito, sige, gusto ko lang po yung basahin yung kanyang recognition. Unahin mo natin recognition from the MWO. Certificate recognition is awarded to HATSI for its dedication, commitment, and exemplary services given to our fellow OFWs in Saudi Arabia. Its success gives hope and serves as inspiration to others to aim for the best for the future. The certificate is given recognition to outstanding performance of Filipino organization in the field of skills and training. Given the 14th day of December 2023 during the OCL Gala Night Sunday, Roel Martin, Libertashi, Department of Migrant Workers, and the other OCL officers. Thank you for Sipoy or Patsy. And one of the plaque of excellence is awarded to Veronica Filipinas in recognition to her loyalty, dedication, commitment, and exemplary performance at outstanding OFWs in Saudi Arabia. She has given pride to the OFWs in the Western region for being chosen as global idol and outstanding alumni. She is 4 times recipient of International Employee Exception Award, Nursing Excellence Award for Nurse Manager, and recipient of Gawad Parangal OFW. She is really an outstanding OFW. And signed by the OCL officers. Thank you. Congratulations. Ayan, yung siya na po, kinuha ko yung ating moment na to para sa ating pagbibigay ng award sa kanya. Thank you. Pugayan niyo ko dyan sa picture. Didikit ako sa mga makarap eh. Isa kasi kinakrap, para hindi mo i-crap, dikit ako sa'yo talaga. Okay, sige. Maraming salamat. And now, let's have an intermission number, karate demo from Sensei Ardin Urakoy, the Grand Champion of the OCL, the voice of OCL, Aldrin Oracoy. Yes. Ito po ating Grand Champion nung nagkaroon tayo ng The Voice of OCL. Ang kaibahan po ng The Voice of OCL actually, this is yung for a cause. Hindi siya typical na mga yung contest na sa iba. Dito yung process actually nila, yung nakuha namin, binigay doon sa recipient. Sa ila halos wala sila nakuha prize, parang small amount lamang. Yan ang kaibahan sa The Voice of OCL. Yes. Event po na po siya. And our champion, tawagin po natin muli, si Aldrin Oracoy. Ano kakantahin? Si Aldrin, taka? Matagal na yun nag-ensayo. Paging, pa-help naman dito. Ayan, ito to. Yung pinag-champion mo noon. Ayan. Ayan, okay. Ano kakantahin? Okay na. Sige, pag ako kanta, pag ayaw nyo. Delilah. Sige, okay. Pangarap kong ibigin ka. Wow! Pangarap. Yan na yan? Pangarap kong ibigin ka.
Sabihin ako sana sa'yo. Post mo na. Post mo na. Post. Ito na.
Ayan o.
Diyan, post sa TV.
Tuwing ikaw ay nariyan sa bahay. Ang di kaya ang iyong tinig, wari ko'y di marinig pagkat namamangha pagkausap ka. Kaya nais ko nalaman ang sinisigaw nito aking puso. Pangarap ko
Wala pa yan ano. Wala pa yan.
ibigin ka at sa habang panahon ikaw ay makasama. Ikaw na lang ang siyang kulang sa buhay kong ito. Pangarap ko ang ibigin ka. Ikaw kaya ay nais din akong makapiling at ibigin. O kay sarap naman isipin na tayong dalawa ay isa ang damdamin. Aking hindi hiling na sabihin mo ang nilalaman ng iyong puso. Pangarap ko ang ibigin ka at sa habang panahon ikaw ay makasama. Ikaw na lang ang siyang kulang sa buhay kong ito. Pangarap ko ang ibigin ka. Okay, tagal ko nang naghihintay na sa akin ay mag-aalay ang pag-ibig na tunay at di magwawakas. Wow, wow, wow. At sa habang panahon ikaw ay makasama. Ikaw na lang ang siyang kulang sa buhay kong ito. Pangarap ko ang ibigin ka. At sa habang panahon ikaw ay makasama. Ikaw na lang ang siyang kulang sa buhay ko ito.
Wow! Sana pag kumakain tayo, requestuhin natin na kantahan niya tayo. Yes, so galing di ba? O kampiyon na kampiyon talaga. Galing ng mga guests natin, kundi kampiyon, mga outstanding OFWs o gano'n. Tapos ang pogi pa ng MC. Prior to his foreign assignment posting, he served as acting director of the ceremonial division of the Office of Protocol, Department of Foreign Affairs on 2022-2023. He likewise served as principal assistant and then later on as assistant director to the African Division of the Office of the Middle East and African Affairs on 2020-2022. Before he passed the Foreign Service Officers Examination 2018 and assumed as FSO cadet in 2019, he served as rank and file protocol officer for the Ceremonials Division of the Office of Protocol, also in the Department of Foreign Affairs from 2013 to 2019. He holds a bachelor degree in consular and diplomatic affairs from the La Salle College of St. Benilde. He also served as delegate and later on a mentor for various delegations sent by the college to the Model United Nations Conference in San Francisco and New York, USA. Without further ado, please welcome our Vice Consul, Patrick, Julius Patrick Andrada Aguila.
Pag si Marpar talagang mapaka-extravagant ng mga introductions. Hi, good morning. Good morning. To Mr. Crisostomo Ortiz, tama po? For the President of fimaf. Nakita ko rin po dito, of course, Sir Willie, PPO, Ms. Veronica, PNA, Sir Ray, tama po ba? PSME. Yeah. And to all the other special guests here this morning, if I have not mentioned you.
Doon sa dalawang babae.
A pleasant good morning to everyone. Of course, on behalf of Consul General Edgar Thomas Q. Auxilian. And I believe this invitation was as well addressed to Mr. Consul Alfred Christopher Gia. Unfortunately, medyo may sakit po si Sir Alfred.
Ayan, si Arnold.
So, ako po ang pinadala.
So mo?
My fellow Vice Consuls and the rest of my colleagues from the Philippine Consulate General, I would like to express our sincere appreciation to fimaf for the invitation today. Karate is a martial art that not only develops our physical, mental, and emotional skill of the students, it also serves as an efficient deterrent and self-defense skill for the Philippines. It is a discipline that cultivates not only the body, but also the mind and spirit. As conveyed in your invitation, it builds confidence, self-esteem, respect for one another, and perseverance. Actually, I'm happy with there was a demonstration as well of our niece. Because, of course, there are a lot of martial arts, Aikido, as once mentioned by Ms. Veronica. In the consulate, actually in the department, we also have Krav Maga. Of course, ang pinakasikat ngayon, yung na-mention po, MMA, yun, it's martial arts. Kasi combination of everything. This is why, as we celebrate the beauty and power of martial arts, I'm always reminded of these indulgences. Kasi sa akin, malaki ako. First exposure ko to martial arts was this film, Karate. Yung luma, hindi yung bago. 1954 film, Karate Kid. Bata pa lang, tapos nakita ko na siya, tapos film niya. So yan, inutusan niya si Daniel Lorenzon. Tapos ano nga ba yun? Up and down yung nagpipintura. May purpose naman pala kung bakit niya tinuro yun. Kasi yun po yung for blocking. Tama ba? For blocking. So, in that film, it only demonstrates that it is a whole transformation of an individual. Hindi lang po siya like martial arts dahil gusto mong matake. It's a self-defense at saka yung discipline talaga. It really embodies it when you practice martial arts. Which is why I am confident for fimaf for today, yung mga bagong officers natin to be inducted, they will continue taking the organization to better heights and instill the discipline and holistic improvement it espouses to a new generation of practitioners. Teach them why it is not just a set of movements, but it is also a way of life. And as you teach and promote them, of course, we here from the Philippine Consulate General will always be here to support you. Which is why I'm definitely happy to be here to represent the consulate, and I assure you that we will be here every step of the way to support. Once again, congratulations at maraming salamat.
Okay, Vice Please remain on stage. We would like to give this flag of appreciation. And I would like to call in the immediate past president, ano ba to? Liit. Sensei Crisostomo Ortiz, the fimaf Club President, and Sensei Lloyd Leteda, fimaf Vice President, and ano ba to? Hindi ko basa. Sensei Dan na Mukatkat. Sige po. Ayan, basahin ko lang po. Certificate of Appreciation is hereby awarded to Jules Patrick Andrade ang Aguila in grateful recognition profound appreciation of his unselfish education and invaluable speaker to support this federation. PIMA, Filipino International Martial Arts Federation, yan, yung nakita ko kaya kong basahin. During the election of officers for 2024, given this, pakihawak ka, sige. Yan, tama, ganyan. Yan. Eh, basa ko. Given the second day of February 2024, Akapay, Jeddah, Kingdom of Saudi Arabia. Wow. Thank you. Pasa ko sa pagmalayo eh. Sige, thank you. Ano yung mga hindi, yung mga gaya nating 35 years old, eh, ano niya. Sige. Maraming salamat po. Ay, pabidyo din sa ano ko, camera ko. Sige, please. Ito po, picture po sa camera ko. Yan. Picture sa iPhone. Sa fully paid iPhone. Okay, sige. Sige po, sige. Okay, yeah, thank you. And let us now proceed with the induction of officers. As I call your name, please be here on the stage. Sensei Joven Prenal. Club name, Sensei Giovanni. Board members, yan po mga board members. And let me call the Sergeant at Arms, Sensei Ibrahim Tudok and Sensei Alan El Bambo. The PRO, Sensei Adrian Oracoy. And let's also welcome the Assistant Auditor, Sensei Ali Oswa. The Auditor, Sensei Aquilino Catapia. Assistant Treasurer, Sensei Yolanda Grutas. The Treasurer, Sensei Rex Griego. Assistant Secretary General, Sensei Jerry Toscano. Secretary General, Sensei Mark John Namukatkan. Vice President, Sensei Lloyd Letera. And the President, Sensei Crisostomo Ortiz.
Dapat pupunta ako para bubuto. Ha?
Oo.
May I request Vice Consul to be here with us on stage as a witness. And may I call in the officiating natin? Okay, si Vice Consul. And Would like to call also the founder of Boleros Karate-do International, Shotokan. Ildefonso S. Boleros. Andito na ba siya? Andito na pala, sorry, okay. The historic officer. Kayo pala.
Okay, please repeat after me. I state your name. Having been elected to the position of the Filipino International Martial Arts Federation, do hereby solemnly swear that I will faithfully and loyally discharge to the best of my ability the duties and responsibilities of my present position. I will help in the attainment of its goals and objectives. And I impose this obligation upon myself voluntarily, without mental reservation or purpose of evasion. So help me God.
Yes, ladies and gentlemen, our valued guests, these are the officers of fimaf for 2023 and 2024, sorry. Which kailangan sumama. Congratulations! Okay, pratuhan po natin sila sa ating mga bagong officers. Congratulations po sa inyo lahat. Thank you. And we would like to have a message from Captain Wail. Yeah, congratulations, congratulatory message from you to our officers. Thank you. Maraming salamat sa inyo.
Good morning, Assalamu alaikum. It's the first time for me I have people, nice people like you here in Jeddah. Always, when you have a vacation or something, you make a small meeting with the old coach for me. But today I have a new idea. I just find it ready. And I enjoyed my time with you. I feeling I am with my family here. Really, I enjoyed too much. And inshallah, next days we have prepared between us, inshallah, for the competition, karate competition actual. And I need inshallah to support in your competition here, I think after a month. Yeah. So inshallah, be with us. We will make connection with Karate Federation, Saudi Karate Federation, and the World Gym and Saudi German, and a lot of suppliers to support our competition, inshallah. I'm so happy. Thank you.
Thank you. And now let's have intermission number a demo from founder of Boleros Karakido International. Yes, he is the founder and chief instructor. Six Dan black belt, fifth Dan black belt, JSKA, fourth Dan black belt, national coach, third Dan black belt, WFK, and instructor, and sorry po talaga. Hindi ko nabasa, okay na yun. Let's welcome a Sensory. Okay. Also, we would like to call in the Sensor Rex student to do kata. Susunod ko kunin niyo kung host, lakihan niyo yung mga papel para mabasa.
Nag-order ng coffee cup?
Ano yun? Fimaf yun.
Alam niyo na,
President yan.
susunod na. Sige.
Fimaf yun.
Yung font dapat 24.
Sigurado.
Today, we will be doing a kata called Basay Shoe. Now then, Basay Shoe!
Within. I who have nothing. I who have no one. Adore you and want you so. I'm just no one with nothing to give you but all. I love you.
Oh, ako magturo yan.
He buys
Lalaki
your
yan yan.
rock, sparkling diamonds.
Wow!
But believe me, dear, when I say I love you, Aleta, that he can give you the word, but he never love you the way I love you. You can take her any place she wants, to fancy club and restaurants, but I can only watch you with my nose pressed up against the window pane. I who have nothing. Kumakawitin mamaya niya na. I who have no one must watch you go dancing by, wrapped in the arms of somebody else when darling inside. Who loves you? I love you. I love you.
Ballpen ah.
Okay, thank you. Ito si Marmar Jr. Wala kasawa-sawa, wala kamurang, walang kinikilingan. Yan. Ngayon naman tawagin naman natin na totoong singer, Aldrin. Yan. Ito po sinisigilan lamang. Ito na po, tawagin na tayo sa totoong totoo na yan. So natin si